Hey guys, what's up? I hope your day is going well. I wanted to come to you today to talk a little bit about Bitcoin wallets, but more importantly, I want to talk about private keys. And so, whenever you're getting started with Bitcoin, you can think about a Bitcoin address being a place where you would store Bitcoin, where you would send Bitcoin to. For instance, we've already talked about kind of how to buy Bitcoin and where to buy it from, and you can go watch that video if you haven't yet. But whenever you have it, you want to send it off to a place where you know it's safe, that you know it's not going to be taken away. Some of you might be familiar with the FTX scandal that took place, where customers' funds were locked and they couldn't get their Bitcoin back. And this is one of those examples to just show you kind of why it's important to take your Bitcoin off of the exchange or off of like the KuCoin or the Coinbase kind of applications and move those into what's called self-custody. So whenever you're researching a Bitcoin wallet, you want to make sure that it has self-custody, that you're actually owning the keys. That's what that means. And so whenever I say owning the keys, we can talk through that pretty simply. There's a public address that's associated with your Bitcoin. We've talked about that. It's where you send the Bitcoin to. But in order to move the Bitcoin from that public address, you need the private key. Now, in the case of like Coinbase or KuCoin, they actually hold the private keys to your Bitcoin, kind of like we talked about with the car analogy in a previous video. We don't want to have to like hand the car keys back over at the end of the day. We want to own those keys ourselves. But with Coinbase, like I just said, like they own those keys, and so whenever you send a request to Coinbase to move the Bitcoin off of the exchange, they're actually the ones providing the key to do such a movement. So whenever you move it into self custody, you actually own the keys. You hold those yourself, and those keys can be derived a couple different ways. I know that sounds confusing, but you can think about them being created a couple different ways. And the technicals aren't really super important here, but it is important to remember that most of the keys are secured behind 12 or 24 words. And in the case of the wallet that we're going to look at today, they're secured behind 12 words. That's really the whole password. And I have another video coming out here soon that will kind of explain those 12 words a little bit more in depth and give you a better view on it. So let's go ahead and take a look here at a self-custody wallet. And this is a wallet that is going to be kind of a hot wallet, so it lives on my phone. And this wallet that we're going to look at here is called Blue Wallet. So you just open the App Store and type in Blue Wallet and do a search, and you can see it's one of the top applications. You just select it there to download it. I'm sure you're familiar with doing something like this with an application on your phone. And once it's downloaded, then you can open up the application and it'll give you a selection of different kinds of wallets that you can select. So we hit Add Now. And then for this one, we're just going to select a Bitcoin wallet. So we select that Bitcoin wallet and hit create. And there it is. There's the 12 words. And I took a screenshot of them. Probably should not do that. Hey, this is Editor Logan. I just exposed my private keys to you, directly to you. And so now you have my password for my Bitcoin, at least the Bitcoin that's in this wallet, okay, the one that I've created here. And so if you learn how to import a wallet, I'm not going to go through it in this video, but if you can learn how to do that on your own, you're the lucky winner of $6.82. At least that's what it's valued at like right now. So also do not screenshot your private key. That is a big no-no. If your iCloud or your phone ever gets stolen and they can gain access to the photos, then your private key is going to be exposed. And that's the big thing we're trying to avoid here. Be sure to write them down and keep them in a secure place. Okay, back to the video. So you can see it'll ask you to save those private keys and have them backed up that's somewhere safe, because without your private keys, you won't be able to re-access this wallet. If the phone gets destroyed, if the app gets deleted, you won't be able to get those funds back. So once we get through that notification, you can see that I'm given a QR code. And right below that, I have my Bitcoin address. That's my public address that I can use to share with other people to receive funds. And now these are on-chain funds. funds. These are funds that are sent directly over the Bitcoin blockchain and that take roughly about 10 minutes to transfer. So if you try to transfer from like a Coinbase to this application, it might take a little bit of time. Don't get freaked out. It definitely works. I can assure you of that. But this is a good thing to practice to start sending Bitcoin from one exchange or an exchange to a self-custody wallet. Hey, Editor Logan here again. If you do happen to practice sending funds from like an exchange to a wallet, don't send it to this wallet that you just imported because anyone can access it. The password was on the screen just a second ago. So again, just don't be safe here, and just remember that if your private key gets exposed, like I exposed mine just now, then anyone who has access to those 12 words can access those funds at any time in the future. So I've permanently ruined that wallet that I showed you on my phone. And so don't accidentally send funds there. All right, let's go back. And this is just one example here. I could definitely try to go through a lot more. And I want to also get the chance to talk through hardware wallets and Lightning wallets as well. But this is just a quick look at private keys, a little bit of information about them, and how to get started. So I hope that helps you on your Bitcoin adventure. And let me know if you have any questions. See you in the next one.